Baltimore, Maryland, the Charm City. Also one of the important interview spots for Voices of the Lumbee. But not everything was charming in the city.
Our first day in Baltimore, Maryland, we were set to videotape at a Lumbee-owned bakery. And we got there, we were very excited because whereas I thought that it was going to be a standalone business, it turns out that it was inside of a really unique and colorful market building with all of these different, vendors that just had all different kinds of food, and there were just traffic and people walking around. And it was a really great visual, it had really great visual potential. But unfortunately, 5 minutes after we got inside with cameras, police officer showed up and said, "You can't videotape in here." And I tried negotiating with the manager and it just didn't work out. So, we landed on this gold mine, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared within a couple of moments.
Baltimore had a very distinct setting, and we were able to talk to a number of Lumbee elders that had relocated here, and I felt such a strong connection with this particular group of people, probably because of the sacrifices they made to leave Robeson County and carve out a space for themselves. And that's a story that I identify with because I've had to leave home and haven't returned since.
Baltimore was a great experience. I really had a great time with the crew and everyone we interviewed. It was nice to see how well people prospered there after moving from Pembroke and how many people were there from Pembroke. It was a great community to become involved with, and it was just a really big learning experience.
Where Baltimore had more grit, Washington had a little more glamour with its classic metropolitan area of rich historical monuments. Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America, also the capital for the fight for the full federal recognition by the Lumbee.
The trip to Washington was amazing for me, and I think for the students. We got a sense of the city. We met some really influential people. To go to the Smithsonian, the Museum of the American Indian, I thought was a tremendous honor. We got to see spaces that most people don't have access to.
Washington was definitely an experience. I learned a lot from Arlinda Locklear and from Jody. It was a great experience. Definitely not my favorite city, but I did learn a lot about my people and the struggle they went through in order to get federal recognition.
Arlinda Locklear was a very special person to interview and really astounded everyone when they found that she had been working the majority of her career fighting to get Lumbee's full federal recognition. The crew was able to gain 95% of the footage wanted, only missing on one opportunity of a balcony shot.